Rust Console should have mouse and keyboard capability. Yes, you heard that right. I've been an active advocate of being against mouse and keyboard coming to Rust Console and against devices, which I still am. Zen is a device, should not be allowed. It is just a cheating device. That is the purpose of it. Whereas mouse and keyboard isn't a cheating device. The Zim is, as that's bypassing for people allowing to play mouse and keyboard on a console game. If you're not following me on TikTok, go follow me. It's in the description below. But if you have come from my TikTok and watching this YouTube video, you would have known in the past I've made countless videos of being against cheating, and specifically the debate or conversation of mouse and keyboard coming to Rust Console. The clue's in the name. Console. It should not be for mouse and keyboard. PC is the version to play on mouse and keyboard. Console is for the people playing on a controller. It's that edition, that version that you should be playing on a PlayStation or Xbox controller. But over the last couple of years, gaming has taken a turn on what you can do and how you can play. Specifically, Call of Duty, Rocket League, plenty of other games allow mouse and keyboard to be played, or at least cross-play, so PC players play against console players. And Rust Console is specifically for console controllers and not mouse and keyboard. This time last year, I had that very opinion that mouse and keyboard should stay clear of console. You should be using a controller, and if you want to use mouse and keyboard, transfer to PC, get your money up, or maybe save. However, a year later, a lot has happened in the community, and here's why. As time goes on, people are playing on mouse and keyboard a lot more than a controller. Games such as Apex, Call of Duty, and most notably Siege, are where a lot of people that use the device Zim or GameSir be able to play at mouse and keyboard against controller players, giving them the advantage on not only spray or recoil control, but also movement, which in my opinion is a much bigger advantage than the recoil control, as the advantage they have is using their whole arm and hand to control the spray and control the movement, whereas on console you just have your thumb and a joystick. And there's a lot more complications as to why it's just a complete disadvantage if you're playing against mouse and keyboard players. But specifically talking Rust Console, I think they should make it compatible with mouse and keyboard, or at least make servers just for mouse and keyboard players to play against each other. Because I know for a fact there's a lot of people that play this game on mouse and keyboard that would generally like to play against mouse and keyboard players and contest one another. Of course, there will be the saddos that still play on Zim to try and go against the controller players, but that's happening right now, so what's new? And one of the things that leads me to this answer of having mouse and keyboard compatible or capable of playing on this console version of Rust is because Siege had this massive advertisement talking about how Mousetrap is going to stop mouse and keyboard players, and for the most part, sometimes it's worked, but from what I've seen, it hasn't done as much as they had promised. And this was a huge thing for me. If this was to work, then yes, this would change gaming, this would change the console community as a whole and how they play. But from the looks of things, it hasn't done as much as we had hoped for. And this is Ubisoft we're talking about, a multi-million-dollar company up against what we've got, which is D11. So no disrespect, they've said this multiple times in the past that they are a small dev team. So how's a small dev team going to combat cheaters, especially mouse and keyboard players? For me, for custom servers, I think they're leaving it down to us, and they're going to give us some tools that will help aid us to our decision of whether to ban people. And to me, that's not good enough. I would like a dev team to be hot on the topic of banning cheaters, since that is the one thing that's pretty much ruining this game and a lot of other games. But it just isn't happening in that way I would have liked and what other people would like. So it looks as if there's going to be a lot of decisions being made by admins of these custom servers of whether they're going to ban people or not. But another reason why I want mouse and keyboard compatible with Rust Console is because of the player base. I feel like it could bring a lot more players from various games, and as well some who just want to have a little fun for a couple of hours on Rust Console that were playing on Rust PC. And I do think if they had mouse and keyboard only servers, it'd benefit the player base, as a lot more people would just be like, I'm not cheating, it's allowed, I don't have to hide it, let's play against other mouse and keyboard players. And if you think about the community that use MK on this game, I doubt over 50% of them won't join these servers and stay in the official servers against controller players. I do think a large majority of that player base, of that percentage, would join these mouse and keyboard only servers, which would free up space for controller players to go up against controller players. If there was a solution to ban these sorts of players, then I wouldn't be talking about this opinion. I wouldn't even have it. But the reality is, it's not getting any better, and it's getting much worse in terms of how people are playing on this game. There's so many people I've seen Discords, TikToks posting about how they just got a Zim Apex and they're going to be on that now. Because they're not getting banned and there's not a good enough example set from D11, as they are incapable of trying to ban all of these players, people are just seeing it as the new normal. And ironically enough, I was banned for apparently using mouse and keyboard, but all these people on live streams on TikTok don't get banned, which is why in my videos I don't really hold back against D11, as they made a terrible decision on banning me for cheating when I've been an advocate of playing as a legit player. What do you think? Do you think mouse and keyboard should be compatible with Rust Console, having MNK only servers, boosting the player base, freeing up that community and that space for controller players to go up against controller players? I just think at this point, why not? Because of how the game is going, the way the route is going down, it's just not looking promising from a controller legit player perspective. I've even kind of just not played this game for the last 3 weeks because I'm bored playing on controller, playing against people mouse and keyboard. If I was to play this game, I'd love to play it on mouse and keyboard, but I do not want to cheat, and I don't want to create content knowing that I'm cheating and not setting an example of trying to stay legit. And there's only so much you can do on controller when faced with someone that has their whole arm and their whole hand to control recoil and to move. Leave your thoughts down below. Do you agree or disagree with this opinion?